This is Ari Kaplan speaking with David DePietto, CEO of NexFirm, a company that helps small law firms launch and operate their practices. Hi, David. How you doing?
Morning, Ari. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much. So tell us about the genesis of NexFirm.
Well, NexFirm started in 2008, and it happened by circumstance. I had a friend who was looking to launch a law firm, and I decided to help him provide some assistance. And he experienced a great deal of success after we launched his firm, and it was a particularly challenging predicament because he had 30 days to get his firm started to take advantage of a client opportunity that was presented to him. After that, we had a number of other attorneys approach and say, can you help us start our firm? And what we decided was, instead of just becoming a consulting firm that would launch firms, we decided to create a platform that would not only help to launch firms, but would also assist in the ongoing operation and provide a platform that would make it more profitable, easier, and improve the chances of success by creating a platform that would help with operational issues that small firms face.
So tell us a little bit about how it works.
Well, I think there's really two phases of the engagement that an attorney might have with NexFirm. It really starts with planning the launch of a firm, and many times we'll have big law attorneys will come to us and say, I'd like to start a firm. I don't know exactly how I go about it, and it feels pretty daunting. What's the first step? How do you get this started? And what we do is we'll consult with them to create a launch plan that will assist in not only helping them plan out their work, but answer a lot of the critical questions they have to decide whether they want to start a firm, such as how much money might it take to launch the firm, and what can I expect to earn, and what sort of rates will I charge, how am I going to staff, what is everything going to cost? Those sort of questions keep people up at night when they're trying to decide if they want to go out on their own and launch a firm. And so when we're done, we've explored all these options, all these questions rather, and many others as well. And what the end result is, a very detailed plan that might be 20 or 30 pages that includes operational planning, financial forecasting, a whole number host of issues that need to be addressed. And it does two things. I think it allows these attorneys that want to explore this to really have a real very strong understanding of what they can expect. And I think it also allows them to see what it would be like to work with NexFirm, which is why we do it. We sort of feel that it's a demonstration of how well we understand this business, how well we understand the issues of attorneys that want to start small law firms, and how well positioned we are to help them be successful.
I get the sense that you're talking to people who come from a real range of ability, in the sense that you probably have some people who have books of business at firms and come in and want to start a firm and kind of port it over to a firm, and then people who have no business but want to start a firm. Can you give the listeners a sense of what a range of costs, or how it would work, what kind of offering you have for both populations of people?
Sure. No, well, I think the part of the service that I just mentioned, the launch planning, we don't charge for that service, and so we have a lot of attorneys that take us up on that. It's a nice opportunity to learn about how you might launch a firm and get intelligence without really incurring any cost. The second phase of the engagement that we have is really the operational services that we provide to ongoing firms. So once a client decides that they would like to launch their firm, and they empower us and engage us to help them with that launch, we create an operational platform that will handle a lot of the functions that they need to have in place to be able to operate as a law practice. For example, we'll create a billing system and a finance and accounting platform so that we can handle sending bills and receiving bills and handing money, taxes, and that sort of thing. We also can set up a benefits package and handle all the HR functions and payroll and such. We can take care of all the IT and telecommunications. So aside from just getting computers, we can handle backup and security and document management, all those items that you need to be in business, and a number of other functions. And so the way that our clients are charged, they're charged monthly fees based on the services they choose. So it could be a very minimal amount of money, and for other clients, they'll really look to us to outsource their entire operational function, and it's more substantial. So, all of the plans that we do are very tailored to the needs of our clients. So it's not like we have a one price fits all or one size fits all service.
You mentioned your clients. Can you describe who your classic client might be and the different kinds of clients that you might have?
Sure. I think generally what we see are again, we have clients that are outside the practice of law. So we have venture capital firms, and we have charitable organizations and recruiters and such, people that need the same sort of operational services. But more than 3/4 of our clients are law firms, and the vast majority of those come to us at the time that they're forming their firm. So generally what we'll see is anywhere between 1 and 4 attorneys that want to come together and create a practice. They tend to be in more corporate areas of practice. We do get attorneys from bigger law firms more often than not. And I think that what we see is they generally have some impetus to start the firm today. At the time that they do the engagement, it might be that they feel that their firm is not, meeting their needs from their professional and career development standpoint. It might mean that they need to meet the needs of clients that are looking for a different structure, billing, that sort of thing. It might be conflicts. There's a number of reasons why they might come to us, but essentially what we see are firms that generally will look to launch in with 1 to 4 partners. And over time, what we see is our firms are pretty successful at growing and growing associates. So I think our average client, after they've been with us for 2 months, most of them are generally twice the size that they were the day that they launched their firm.
I read your recent newsletter where you were talking about some success stories and noting this particular fact. What kind of success can folks expect who tend to work with NexFirm, given the fact that you seem to streamline lots of the things that tend to distract professionals from doing the work for which they're generally hired?
Right. Well, I think that I think that when you look at sort of the practice of law and the opportunities that attorneys have in terms of practicing their trade, there are many platforms that are available to them. There are big law firms, there are mid-sized law firms, there are the sort of small law firms that we have, and a lot of different varieties. And I think that each attorney needs to kind of think about their career as they're on their own, whether they're at a big firm or at a small firm, and the platform that you choose to perform your practice for your clients, it has to add value to you. So for many attorneys that are at big law firms, that platform is fantastic. I think in many of their areas of practice, the scale and the function of a large law firm really enhances their ability to make their clients pleased and to service them and for them to further their careers. But for many, the big law firm is not the right answer. It doesn't provide them with the tools that they need to be successful. And so for those attorneys, when they identify that and they transition themselves into a platform that's more conducive to meeting the needs of their clients and meeting the needs for their career, they see a lot of nice things happen. They tend to be able to earn more money. They tend to spend their time in ways that are more productive for their clients and for their career. They tend to be able to structure their services and their pricing so that it meets the needs of their clients. And all those things tend to mean more success, being busier and doing better financially. And so we see that sort of across the board with our clients. Generally the right sort of attorneys come along. We help them do the right sort of planning and identify the ones that have the strongest opportunity. And when they go into practice, they tend to really feel a year later that, why did I wait this long?
How do you see NexFirm reinventing the legal industry?
Well, I think the legal industry is reinventing itself right now, and there certainly are many more avenues for practicing your trade as an attorney. And I think that this is just one more that's going to allow attorneys to realize a career opportunity on a platform that best meets their needs. So we've seen these sort of services, the type of services that NexFirm provides to attorneys in other industries, and they've allowed them to really expand, and we think that's going to happen here as well. Small law firms are not a new phenomenon to the legal industry. Obviously, there are many of them, but I think really the top echelon of attorneys that generally practice at large law firms were not moving in large, in a large way to practice. In small firms, but we think that they are now. I mean, those that are not in core areas of practice for large law firms, those that are feeling pain because of conflicts or because of billing rates not being right for their clients and as part of a big firm, are going to go out and realize a better platform, and we want to be there to help them do that.
This is Ari Kaplan speaking with David DePietto, CEO of NexFirm, a company that helps small law firms launch and operate their practices. David, thanks so much.
Thank you, Ari.